So now we'll start today from our first chapter. This first chapter is having three basic divisions, main three parts. The first part is about our hybrid vehicles. The second part is about electrical vehicles. And the third part is about safety features, advanced safety features used in our vehicles. So let us start with some history of vehicles. As we know, in your chemistry, you have studied that the different types of cells, different types of batteries that are invented, and these batteries are invented at about 1830 or 32. That means electric energy can be stored by some using some devices is invented. So that's why in USA, in Germany, there is a use of these batteries and motor system to drive some vehicles. So that's why in you can see in front of you there is one uh, presentation. In that you'll find that in 1888 Anderson Vogtland, he's a German scientist and he built a car. That car is a first electrical car. So after this 1888, in 1897, this particular car which is built by Anderson is commercialized. Commercialized, that means lot many cars are developed by the company. Pope company is there, so which commercialize this. After that, in France also, in France also, there is a development in the electrical vehicle. Meanwhile, meanwhile, in at about 1988 to 1990, there are some scientists which we called as a Otto, Diesel. These scientists has developed some thermal cycles, and they are using liquid fuel and gaseous fuel. So we know that Otto is the main inventor of petrol cycle, and Diesel is the main inventor of diesel cycle. So these people has invented some commercial system cycles which can commercialize. Okay, so that's why there is a development in petrol and diesel vehicle in at around 1900 to 1908. So after that, petrol car are commercialized, and there is a lot many refineries which can purify this petrol and diesel. So at around 1908, petrol cars are huge petrol cars in market, and petrol car are and diesel car, those cars had developed lot many power also. That's why in around 1914 there is a it's a first World War period. So lot many tanks are required and lot many high power planes are required. So all these things are need of that particular era. So that's why petrol and diesel are uh, used in cars and in vehicles. So meanwhile, in Japan and in France also, there is a development of electric car, but that electric car that are not developed in much more commercialized fashion. Why? Because electric car doesn't have that much power creation capacity as compared to petrol and diesel. Petrol and diesel vehicles can have a lot many power. So lot many power which is required for the torque, which is required for the pickup, which is required for the speed. So that is available with petrol and diesel. So that's why electric car are at the back end. So day by day, there is a development in the petrol cycle, there is a development in diesel cycle. Lot many changes are there, and you'll find that from 1908 up to 2000 up to 1990, lot many petrol and diesel vehicles are in action, and they are used everywhere in buses, in trains, in aeroplanes, everywhere these petrol and diesel systems are used. But after that, there is a main cause that shows because of this petrol and diesel car is a great pollution. So there is a other bad effect that come across in front of the people. So the scientists had developed lot many petrol and diesel system. So there is again research on how to reduce pollution of this petrol and diesel. So that is the main task. So in view of that, scientists has developed something different than that. So what they think, why should we start our engine when it is not necessary? When and only when it is necessary, it should run. Otherwise, because if the engine start or engine run at the lower torque required and the speed requirement, then there is a large pollution, unwanted pollution, because there is no need of power. Again, we are starting or stopping that engine. So that's why scientists are thinking about something new. So in 1998, 1997, again, we know that Germany, Japan, Germany, these are the advanced countries in the field of automobile. So Japan has developed one hybrid car. Japan has developed one hybrid car, which is purely combination of IC engine and the electrical motor motor drive. Okay, so Japan has developed in 1997 Prius, a hybrid car, which is made by Toyota. Toyota is one of the great company in the automobile field. So they have developed hybrid car. After that, Honda also has developed hybrid car. So after 1997 up to 2010, there are lot many other companies. They come forward and they have developed new things. After that, there is a Nissan Leaf, which is the first electrical car which is developed in 2010. After that, in 2012, Chevrolet Volt is one of the plug-in hybrid car. What is meant by plug-in hybrid car? That we'll see. So Chevrolet Volt is the one more. And after that, the Tesla, American company, had given more and more variant in this electrical and hybrid vehicles. So that is the way how we again first start with the electrical. After that, again we go towards petrol, but again we'll go for petrol to diesel to again electrical or hybrid. So this is the development of our vehicles. So after this hybrid or electric car, what is the next? इसके बाद क्या होगा? So that we can see in the next picture. Expected trend in vehicle technologies. You'll find that this is a simple graph in which at the lower side, there are years 2000, 2010, 2020. You can find here in 2000, in this region, you'll find that the vehicle are IC engine vehicles. The IC engine means internal combustion engine engines. Internal combustion engine is having lot many CO2, NOx, nitrogen oxide, sulfur oxide emission, and that create lot many again pollution. The vehicle weight is also very high. So these are the main disadvantage of these vehicles. Again, one more thing is our petrol and diesel expected. If you see the petrol and diesel consumption and its use, we don't have petrol and diesel in the for the future. So that is also one of the reason. So after 2010, we find that there is a micro mild hybrid system comes. So what is meant by micro or mild hybrid? That we'll see. So scientists has found something. So where there is a loss of energy in our, we know that if you go for with some speed, हम कुछ speed से जाते हैं. Suddenly if you apply the brake, what will happen? So because of the braking action, हमारा vehicle stop हो जाएगा. So if our vehicle stops, obviously there is a generation of heat in our braking system and everything, and that heat is going to the universe. So scientists somewhere think that why should not we have some recovery system so that at the time of braking, whatever energy is given to the heat and it is going out, that can be reutilized, that can be regenerate. So regeneration system they have developed, and that regeneration system is under this micro or mild hybrid. Okay. Next to that, why should not we go for a full hybrid? So full hybrid means what? So why should we have IC engines? Directly use some small capacity IC engine, store the energy in the battery, and use purely electrical, or wherever we can have, combine that. So that is the full hybrid. So that full hybrid system is available in around 2020. So you may find on road there are some vehicles which are at 2020 with full hybrid. But there is again new technology. New technology means there are lot many changes required. There are lot many mass production is required. That's why in our India, if you just think about to have a vehicle with full hybrid, the vehicle with full hybrid is available in the Indian market also. But the cost of that vehicle is not less than 30 lakhs. So that is the main problem. Okay. In next few years, obviously, lot many Indian companies are introducing full hybrid vehicles that are purely manufactured in India. So obviously, those vehicles will come in the market, and it will reduce the global price of this full vehicle, hybrid vehicle. Okay, so it can happen. After that, the next is plug-in hybrid. So why should not we go for something which is electrical charge? So wherever required, we can plug in, we can recharge our acres by some external way. So what is the main disadvantage of main advantage of plug-in is you can have charging stations like a petrol pumps. You can plug in your vehicle anywhere in at house or at office or at charging station. and you can utilize that energy which is stored inside the battery, which is recharged by charging station, and there is no need of IC engine. IC engines only will start wherever we need very urgency. Otherwise, we'll go for electrical. So that is plug-in hybrid. So we'll go in detail in plug-in hybrid. Next is after 2030, expected that after 2030 there is no any petrol or there is no any diesel available. So what we can do? So only our country like India doesn't have that much in petroleum wells and petroleum production of our own. We don't have any that much capacity which can fulfill the demand of our Indian vehicle, petrol or diesel demand. So that's why why should we should not go for any other alternative. So that can be possible because of this mass market electrical technology. So in the mass market electrical technology, we can use pure electrical vehicle. Okay, we can use pure electrical vehicle. Pure electrical vehicle means what? We are we directly go to the pure electrical technology. IC engine is IC engine is not there after that in our vehicle. There is no need of IC engine. So that is going to reduce our vehicle cost also. If there is no IC engine, there is no much more weight because electrical our electrical vehicle doesn't require that much component. We'll see that component later on. I will use some videos related to this electrical vehicle, and definitely you will find that in our electrical vehicle we know we want only battery, some transmission, motor, engine which is a very huge part, engine, gearbox, these two main components which are very huge, heavy components which are fitted inside our vehicle, that are going to replace with this very small system. That's why our weight of the vehicle is going to reduce. So as weight of the vehicle is going to reduce, there is a fuel efficiency. We can drive our vehicle with lesser weight. The main advantage of India is we are having a lot many electrical potential. In our India, we have a main source of energy, which is solar energy, which is available 300 days in a year. So we know that there are 365 days in a year. Out of 365 days, the average full solar energy available everywhere in India is 300 days. That means we can store lot many solar energy, and we can utilize that in our electrical vehicle. That is the most important application. So you'll find that in near future, India will grab total world market of the electrical vehicle definitely. Why? Because we are having everything. We have a huge market. We are having solar power. We are having electrical technology. We are having battery technology also. If you just remember, our ISRO scientist has developed one vehicle which is used as a Mars, which is used in Mars. We launched that vehicle. Actually, we fail to reopen that particular vehicle which is launched on the Mars. But we have that technology. We can have the electrical batteries. So everything we have. So that means electrical vehicle can be possible in India. So next era will be of electrical technology. But again, the main thing is scientists are again thinking something different. What the scientists are thinking, we know that electrical energy is a flow of electron, and we know that if we are having simple uh, combination of one hydrogen atom with oxygen atom, then also there is a flow of electron. So such type of simple reaction also contributes electric power. So that is the next, and that is the future technology that can be possible in our 2040 is fuel cell technology. And the fuel cell are the batteries. Fuel cells are those battery sources which are directly gives us electricity by combining H2 with oxygen. So we know that in our chemistry we have seen that if we apply some electric charge to the water, then there is a formation of S2 and O2. Okay, so that we know. So reverse reaction is there. If we have H2 and O2, if I combine together, it form electricity. So that is the fuel cell technology. It's a one type of fuel cell. Lot many fuel cells are there. We'll so go in detail about this fuel cell also. But the fuel cell technology is the last technology in which there is no any moving part, just like IC engine. There is no any storage part. Directly by using chemical reaction, we can have electricity, and that electricity can be used in our vehicles. So this is all about our all electrical expected technologies in our near future. Okay, so here we'll go in detail about all these things one by one. Okay, now if you just think about this, we'll go further. Okay, the next thing is, what are the different types of vehicles? Just now we have seen uh, expected technology change. We'll go in simple way, and we'll understand each and every technology. So here in front of you, you'll find that there is a types of vehicles. So in the types of vehicle, we know that IC engine, internal combustion engine, petrol engine, diesel engine, biodiesel engine, gasoline engine. All these are the engine in which we need a fuel. So IC engines are the main vehicle type which are conventional. Electrical vehicles are the pure electrical vehicles which run by using our battery, motor, and motor is connected to drive. Third one is hybrid vehicles. So hybrid vehicle is having some micro hybrid, some mild hybrid, some are strong like plug-in and EREV. So what is this micro, mild, plug-in and EREV? That we'll see in detail, because in the first our chapter, the first part is hybrid vehicle. So hybrid vehicle that we'll see in detail. Now let us revise commercially. Okay, that means let us see what are the commercial available vehicles. You must remember all these things because there may be question on this. Okay, so pure electrical vehicle in that power by battery, charge charge externally, and the best example is Nissan Leaf. Nissan Leaf, you can purchase that Nissan Leaf in Indian market also. It is having some higher range variant of up to 35 lakhs. So you can have this pure electrical vehicle. So you'll find lot many electrical vehicle. We'll see in detail about the electrical vehicle in the second part. Plug-in electrical vehicle is the electrical vehicle which is run first on the battery. After battery range utilized, then we can revert back to IC engine. So plug-in hybrid vehicle is a hybrid vehicle which run on either battery or either IC engine. So choice is ours. We can run it on battery. If the battery exhausted, then we can revert to IC engine, or we can utilize that IC engine to charge the batteries also. So the available Golf GT vehicle which is available in the market, which is plug-in hybrid vehicle. In our Indian market also, there are plug-in hybrid vehicles of Volkswagen. You can purchase Golf in India also. Extended range electrical vehicle. So extended range electrical vehicle, which is one of the vehicle which run purely on battery, but it has a IC generator itself inside the vehicle only. So that IC engine generator generates power, and that power is given to the electrical generator. Electrical generator will generate some electricity and which will store inside the battery. So Chevrolet Volt, which is also available in Indian market. So you can purchase that Chevrolet Volt. You can just go on the online market. You'll find that there is a Chevrolet Volt, there is a Nissan Leaf, there is a Golf, Volkswagen. That cars are available. So Toyota PS, this is also one of the hybrid car which run either on IC engine or battery as per the demand, and it has a different kinds of variants. So micro, mild, or strong hybrid variants which are available in the hybrid car. So if you just take a simple example of our Ciaz, Maruti Suzuki Ciaz, it is a micro type of hybrid vehicle which is available in market. Okay. So in micro type of vehicle, stop or start of the vehicle with regenerative braking system. So what is meant by regenerative braking system, that we'll see in the next detailed part. In our safety features also we include this, so you'll get something more knowledge about this regenerative braking system. Mild hybrid system. So strong hybrid, mild hybrid system, and detail that we can see in the next slide. You can see here, you can somewhere you can note down also, because there is a direct question on this. What are the hybrid functions and what are the available things? So you can see here in front of you there is a direct chart which shows hybrid functions. So if we have a start and stop hybrid system, a start and stop hybrid system, then that is a very mild micro type of hybridization. So what is meant by start and stop hybrid system? We know that at the time of starting, we need huge amount of petrol or diesel. Why should not assist some battery power, so that there is no much more power needed initially. The next thing is, when we are going to stop the vehicle, whatever stopping energy lost directly to the universe, that can be grabbed. So that is the regeneration. So you can see here, first, start and stop system, it has start and stop and regeneration also. If you go for a mild hybrid, in a mild hybrid you can find that there is a start and stop system also, regeneration also, and electrical assistance also. In the strong hybrid means what? So strong hybrid means everything is run, everything is run on battery as well as IC engine. It is a sometimes it is in the hand of driver or sometimes it is automatic. So you can change your, or obviously as there is a huge automation, it is automated wherever there is a chances. So strong hybrid, generation, electrical assistant, electric only driving. So electric only driving means what? That means you can run your vehicle on battery. It is not possible in mild or micro hybrid system. So strong hybrid system require complete power bank, just like your mobile power bank. So it required strong batteries through which your complete car can run. Plug-in hybrid. Plug-in hybrid means in addition to electric only, there is a charging sockets. There is a charging sockets. So this is different kinds of hybrid functions. So if you just see start and stop, so you can see here hybrid vehicle operation modes. So the startup in that motor function is engine start. We can control fuel which are required very huge amount of fuel in starting by motor function. In the acceleration, the motor function can assist. The motor function can assist so that there is acceleration. Whenever you want sudden acceleration, then why should we go for more fuel? Why should not we go for one motor is attached simultaneously so that we can get some power from the motor? Okay. Whenever there is a cruising action, there is a generation of some electricity and which is stored inside the battery. In case of deceleration, same motor can be used as a generator. So we know that the electric drive can be act as a motor and same electric drive can be act as a generator. So that particular motor will regenerate the energy when we are on a deceleration mode. So if you just slow down your vehicle directly, whatever energy which is going for braking action, that energy can be regenerate, recover, and store as a electric energy in the battery. In case of idling, in case of stop, reduce fuel consumption by halting the energy during the idle. If you stop on a particular signal, your vehicle can switch on the battery mode. There is engine is going to stop. So such type of idle stop can be possible in this hybrid vehicle. Hybrid vehicle only start IC engine when we require huge amount of acceleration or when we are having very huge load. Otherwise, you can have a simple system which is run by our simple battery operated motor. Okay, so this is all about introduction. Now today we'll stop here, and I will give some attendance as well as I will give some videos. I will share some videos for you. Okay, you see those videos, and again you try to understand the introductory part of our hybrid vehicle. Okay,